Dave. Maggie McDaniel going to be joining us along with special guest from the Holy Land. And in about 25 minutes from now, it's the one, the only Father Mark Davis and his thoughts on our word for today. Got a little bit of Heroes of the Faith. Bet you didn't know that. I know I didn't. Added to that. And can't wait to spend the additional time with you.
Yeah, looking forward to a wonderful Monday, and we've got a lot of surprises ahead. And we're trying to connect right now. We've got Maggie McDaniel in studio with us, so we know exactly where in the world Maggie McDaniel is. I think we know exactly where she is. Now, let's see. Do we know exactly where she is, or do we think she's in the studio McDaniel somewhere? There she is.
Good morning, everyone. How are you, Ron? How are you, Dave?
I think
great,
I'm okay.
Maggie. How are you?
I'm doing great. We are having a little technical difficulties, though, hooking up with Rizek. So
we're trying to get
Ron
Rizek
is still trying, but I just want to say, what a great weekend with Corpus Christi weekend in the processions. The Knights and Dames of the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre, which is a group that helps to support all of the Christians and the Christian sites in the Holy Land. We're part of the procession at St. Michael's in Findlay. And what a beautiful campus, a beautiful Mass and procession. And I just hope everyone else had a great weekend in Corpus Christi weekend. It's just, unbelievable, I think, just a way to take our Lord to the streets and to the people.
We do a lot of beautiful things with our liturgy, particularly on big feast days and that kind of thing. I can't think of anything more beautiful than Corpus Christi, when so many parishes are taking Jesus around the block or in various other places in the monstrance, and so many people are ministered to. I'm sure we know how big a deal that is here in our own diocese. I'm sure that's a big thing throughout Europe as well. I think in Italy there was a great story about Pope Francis, who was leading the Corpus Christi celebration there at the Vatican as well this past weekend.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely beautiful. Ron, we're going to see if we have Riz.
Yeah, he hears us, I think. Are you there, Rizek?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Rizek.
There we go.
Yeah,
good morning,
beautiful.
Rizek.
Good morning. Good morning.
So happy to have you here. Hey, since we're short on time, let's just get right to it. You'd like to talk to us today just about the situation, security and economic situation, the Christians for the Holy Land. So let's just turn it over to you and fill us in on what you can and what's going on right now.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Ron, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what matters to the Christians listeners in the world today is to know about the security and economic situation for their brothers and sisters in the Holy Land. Now, regarding security, it's like two parts. First of all, we're going to talk about 1,000 people who live in Gaza Strip. And those people today, they're living in a very bad situation, tragic, and, hunger, war, death, fear. We know that 2 weeks ago, our patriarch, Pierre Pizzapalla, went over there. He celebrated Mass with them, and he also checked about the situation for the parish over there. The second part is the Christians who lived over here, like in the rest of the Holy Land, like Nazareth, Bethlehem, Jericho, Jaffa, etc., Haifa, everywhere. I can say that for them, they feel the war, but they are far from the fighting zone. Because the areas of engagement are Gaza Strip and the northern border with Lebanon. And because of that, every now and then, we see some tourist groups moving here between the holy sites, and that also gives us some hope. But the other parts, which it's economic, this is like the economic situation, it is difficult and on the verge of collapse. All businesses were affected, and tourism was the worst. The majority of Christians in the Holy Land depends on tourism for their daily income. 8 months of war had brought tourism to completely halt. This has a bad negative impact on their daily life. There is a saying that goes, save your white penny for a rainy day. But friends, the white penny ran out. People started selling their precious saving and their possessions. and I don't know how long they can handle it. Debates began to accumulate on a large section of the people. And Dave, Ron, Maggie, maybe from this radio show, I would like to send a message to the whole world. Friends, keep the Holy Land in your prayer. We need to pray for this war to be end. We need to find a solution for this war to end. And then, the local Christian over here, I mentioned that several times, and Maggie can confirm this. We are minorities, but with you, pilgrims, we are the majorities. Because when we walk with you in the Holy Land, in the way of the cross, in Bethlehem, in Nazareth, around the Sea of Galilee, we feel that we are the majority. We always will keep our hearts, our prayer, that someday and soon we will start seeing you here in the Holy Land. Because as I mentioned, the fire zone is too far from the holy sites. And maybe there is one good benefit in this time to be in the Holy Land, is the holy sites and empty. So people can have time to pray. They can have space to take some picture, and also they can have like time to spend in the holy sites. Thank you.
Wow.
So you're saying that if people wanted to come, we could come right now. We'd be safe.
Maggie, there is some groups in the Holy Land, and you know we are so professional. We won't risk with any of our people in the sites. We know where to go. We always update, and we check about the sites where we're gonna visit. And I can tell you, I can agree to you that it is safe for us. We know about the war situation only from the TV, like you, but we are far from everything. Not only here, and even around the Sea of Galilee.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I would love to come back as soon as possible. And actually, just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we should have, Annunciation Radio, our group should have been in the Holy Land. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to, getting a group together. And honestly, if there are people who are listening who would not be afraid to go, I'd put something together quickly if we could get, if we could get 10, 15, 20 people and go.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to spend time with and walk with you guys. And I remember, Riz, after COVID, you said that once the Christians weren't there, that without the Christians coming, you felt like the minority. But when we are there, you feel like you're the majority because you are so flooded with Christians.
True.
And basically, and one of the main things that you always tell us when we land is welcome home. It's our homeland. It's the land of our Lord. And Ed is our homeland, and we need to keep that in mind. We can't be afraid to go home.
And obviously, as you pointed out, Riz, we know that the Christian community there has continued to dwindle in numbers because of economic issues. Obviously, COVID-19 having a big impact on that, but now the war. As you said, we've got to get back there, and in the meantime, support our Christian community in any way possible.
Yeah, and I'm serious. Folks, if you're out there and listening and you want to go this summer or in the fall, call me, 419-290-8782. We'll put a group together, even if it's a small group, and we'll go and support our brothers and sisters in the Holy Land.
There is certainly a pent-up demand. A lot of folks have been itching to go.
Absolutely.
And, of course, we know the effect it has on people to actually pilgrimage in the Holy Land. And Rizek, we're so thankful that you can give us, your perspective from right there, and really kind of bring the world closer to you, and vice versa. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity from your radio show to say to share the situation for the whole Christian community in the world. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you, and you are in our prayers and our thoughts, and through the equestrian order, we're helping support our brothers and sisters there. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Ron and Dave. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Riz. In part of the Passover, they say, next year in Jerusalem. Forget next year in Jerusalem. I want to be in Jerusalem this year. Let's go.
Let's go.
You are most welcome.
I'll be there next year, too, but I want to be there this year.
To see you soon.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Lord bless you, Riz.
Thanks, Riz.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. God bless you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Maggie, real quickly for our listeners, give us a rundown on Riz, your relationship with him, his standing there in the Holy Land.
Well, I mean, as you can probably tell, Riz is one of our top guides. He's one of the most well-educated guides, and he's a Christian. He lives there. He's born there. His family's been there for generation upon generation. And so he can bring us not just details in history, he can bring us to life because he's part of it. His family is part of it. And too, when this war first started, I was connecting with him and talking to him, and where was he? He was at the seminary taking more Old Testament classes, so he can always have the best information and knowledge to share with our pilgrims. So we're very blessed to have him, and he's my go-to guy in the Holy Land. Absolutely.
Well, you got to reach out to Maggie and let her know you're ready to go to the Holy Land. And what's your email address?
It's Maggie at CatholicFaithJourneys.com. And if that you don't get that, 419-290-8782. Let's plan a trip. Let's go see Riz and let's go visit the holy sites.
Yeah, and not to make it about me, but put in that email, I'm only going if Dave goes. That's it. Not to make it all about me, but I want to go see. I want to go to the Holy Land. It's going to be fabulous.
Oh,
Yes.
man.